Ferrari has brought massive upgrades that could change their season as McLaren is expected to struggle. Verstappen sends a surprising warning to his rivals, and Sebastian Vettel reveals he has been banned. Let's get into the latest F1 news. The F1 season is heating up. With 5 Grand Prix races completed, McLaren is leading the Constructors' Championship thanks to their impressive performance. But there's so much more happening behind the scenes, especially in the race for car development. Today, we're diving into the updates that different teams have rolled out so far. This is what sets the stage for the thrilling development race within the race itself. To get a clearer picture, we've analyzed the car presentation documents from the teams. However, it's important to note that we haven't included updates from Australia. In these documents, teams typically outline aerodynamic changes made since the previous season. Still, we're seeing some teams, like Sauber, introducing genuine updates as the season progresses. Let's break down what's been happening. Not all updates are created equal. Performance updates aim to enhance the overall performance of the car, while circuit-specific updates are tailored for the conditions of a particular venue, whether that's cooling or adjustable downforce and drag levels. Starting with McLaren, they've introduced multiple noteworthy components like the rear brake duct winglet and reshaped diffuser. Ferrari, too, has made significant upgrades. They revamped the entire floor, including various components like the edge wing and diffuser, plus adjustments to their rear wing. Red Bull has been busy as well, focusing on enhancing reliability and performance. They've made updates like an improved engine cover and rear suspension fairing in Japan, along with changes to their front wing. Aston Martin has kept it simple with their rear wing adjustments tailored to the Saudi Arabian circuit. On the other hand, Haas has reshaped their central floor while improving their engine cover for better cooling. In contrast, Sauber's approach involved testing different performance-enhancing components, showing their commitment to advancing their car. Interestingly, we also noticed 2 big names, Mercedes and Alpine, that chose not to introduce any updates during this phase of the season. This move may suggest they believe they have sufficient options within their current component pool to tackle the varying conditions right at the season's outset. This strategy could allow them to save resources for future enhancements, especially as we approach the European leg of the season, where logistical pressures ease and teams can deploy new components more effectively. Looking ahead, teams are also gearing up for the future with the 2026 regulations on the horizon. Resources are stretched thin, and a lot of focus is being put towards next year's cars. This makes every update and development move even more pivotal. It's fascinating to see how the development landscape is evolving, particularly when considering the restrictions placed on computational fluid dynamics and wind tunnel resources. Teams lower in the championship standings receive additional testing resources, which can impact how quickly they can integrate improvements. So far, teams like Aston Martin are cautious, testing one new component aimed at reducing drag and maintaining pace on the circuit. As we progress through the season, it's clear that strategic decisions will play a crucial role, revealing which teams can adapt quickest and leverage their developments most effectively. Stay tuned as the F1 drama unfolds and teams reveal their next clever moves. With the excitement of the races still in our hearts, we can't wait to see how car upgrades shake up the competition. As we turn our focus to Ferrari and Sauber, we see significant upgrades have been made to enhance performance. Ferrari adopted a corrective approach, refining the SF25's floor to optimize its ride height. This included tweaks to the fence arrangement aimed at improving airflow. Sauber, on the other hand, has been dynamic, implementing updates at almost every race. The team has not only enhanced overall performance, but has tailored solutions for different circuits, fine-tuning downforce and drag. The updated side pod shapes showcased during the Chinese Grand Prix provide a clear visual of their evolution. However, understanding the full extent of these developments can be tricky, as teams often only disclose new aerodynamic changes. With so much more happening behind the scenes, there's always excitement surrounding the next race. Lewis Hamilton faced another challenging weekend at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and recent analyses suggest that his driving style may clash with the Ferrari SF25, presenting a potential killer trait that impacts performance. This insight comes from Alex Brundle, a respected F1 pundit and racing driver, who has been closely examining Hamilton's recent data to identify what might be going wrong. This season, Lewis Hamilton made waves with his blockbuster move from Mercedes to Ferrari, one of the biggest transitions in Formula One history, though his switch hasn't yet translated into the desired success. So far, the only notable achievement has been a victory in the Chinese Grand Prix sprint event, raising questions about whether he's on track for an 8th world title. Brundle's analysis highlights a particular trait in Hamilton's driving that seems ill-suited for the Ferrari SF25. According to Brundle, Hamilton tends to apply more brake pressure than his rival, Charles Leclerc, when entering high-speed corners. This difference in approach can be visualized by comparing the wheel speed graphs to the steering trace, which reveals that Hamilton's braking technique disrupts the car's balance, creating instability. In contrast, Brundle commends Leclerc for his measured approach to braking, suggesting that this steadiness allows him to handle the Ferrari more effectively. Notably, Hamilton has dealt with similar issues during his time at Mercedes, further complicating his adaptation to the new car. The challenge lies in whether Hamilton can modify a driving style that's been perfected over many years. Brundle poses the question, can he coach himself out of a lifetime's worth of driving technique? It's a critical juncture for Hamilton as he strives to find a way to harmonize his style with the demands of Ferrari. Hamilton, who has acknowledged the need for a brain transplant to adapt to the Ferrari, is not alone in facing challenges. His predecessor, Carlos Sainz, had his own hurdles to navigate upon switching to Williams. However, Sainz has made significant strides since his transition and is now more engaged with the team, which raises concerns about Hamilton's abilities to do the same. As the complexity of modern F1 cars increases, so does the pressure on drivers like Hamilton. McLaren's team principal, Andrea Stella, has pointed out that today's ultra-fast cars demand an instinctive driving style, leaving little room for conscious corrections. This reality adds further strain on Hamilton as he attempts to adjust to the Ferrari. In conclusion, Hamilton's current issues appear to stem from a fundamental disconnect between his driving technique and the car's needs. As Brundle puts it, this killer trait may keep Hamilton struggling, especially when competing against drivers who have already aligned their styles with their cars. The coming races will reveal whether he can successfully navigate this transition and reclaim his formidable status in the world of Formula One. As we dive deeper into the world of Lewis Hamilton in 2025, it's clear the pressure is mounting. Despite the allure of Ferrari, Hamilton is grappling with a frustrating start to the season. So far, he hasn't finished ahead of teammate Charles Leclerc in any of the 5 Grand Prix events. This has taken a toll on his spirit as the seasoned British driver remains resolute, refusing to place blame on Ferrari or the car. Hamilton's ongoing struggle in qualifying has been especially alarming. The pace issues, which hark back to his challenges from last year, have left him feeling stuck. "It happens every Saturday," he remarked. The situation is proving to be painful, and he admits he has no immediate fix in sight. Looking ahead, Hamilton expressed concerns about his performance in Miami, hinting that the struggle may continue. The underlying issue seems to be confidence in medium to high-speed corners, which became evident during the high-speed Jeddah circuit. Hamilton acknowledges that the data shows a stark contrast in his performance compared to Leclerc, who has mastered the SF25. Hamilton candidly stated that he simply goes slower through the corners and that he needs to evaluate the differences in their car setups. In another realm, the pressure escalates. Without a title in 2025, Hamilton could share the dubious honor of experiencing the longest drought in his illustrious career. As whispers about his future swirl, one thing is for certain: the stakes have never been higher for Lewis Hamilton, and the coming months will determine if he can reverse his fortunes in the high-octane world of Formula One. Sebastian Vettel, the 4-time world champion, has recently shared a heartfelt message regarding his future in Formula One. He revealed that he's not allowed to race anymore, a decision made by none other than his children. This touching revelation highlights the new phase of his life as he embraces family time after retiring from Formula One at the end of the 2022 season. Vettel's racing career is nothing short of extraordinary. He dominated the sport by winning 4 world championships and a total of 53 Grand Prix races. However, the 2022 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix marked his final appearance on the F1 circuit as he made the monumental choice to step back from professional racing. Since his retirement, whispers of a potential comeback have surfaced now and then, but have fizzled out just as quickly. His involvement with racing has been limited to appearances in events like the Race of Champions and test drives in vehicles like the Porsche 963. Despite these endeavors, the prospect of a return to racing at the Le Mans event in 2025 seems off the table for now. In 2024, Vettel was candid about his experiences since retiring, saying, "Of course, I also keep an eye on other motorsport disciplines and know many drivers who are active in the WEC and Le Mans." His curiosity about these series led him to test the Porsche 963, a current hypercar. Reflecting on his experience, he described the joy of driving it on the track in Aragon, emphasizing how it brought back the thrill of racing. He admitted it took some time for him to adjust, noting the differences in driving due to the car's design, weight, and tire dynamics. However, he credited the Porsche Works drivers for assisting him in easily acclimating to the vehicle's nuances. While Vettel may not be gearing up for another F1 race, his legacy continues to resonate throughout the motorsport community. The stats he amassed during his career stand testament to his talent, ranking him amongst the all-time greats. For all those motorsport enthusiasts, following the updates on legendary drivers like Vettel is essential, ensuring nostalgia and inspiration live on, even when they hang up their racing boots. In essence, while Sebastian Vettel may have closed the door on one chapter of his life, his journey in motorsport and the memories he created will always remain part of the sport's rich tapestry. Sebastian Vettel is certainly not a stranger to the F1 world. Even after his retirement, he remains busy with various social and environmental initiatives. While many fans may miss his presence on the track, Vettel chose to focus more on family life. He tied the knot with Hannah Prater in 2019, and they now have 3 children together. In a recent interview on Sky Germany's Backstage Boxing Gossip podcast, Vettel shared his thoughts on this transition. "I think it has worked out well," he said. In a jovial tone, he added, "The family piece still exists. I'm used to it." It appears that his children have adjusted quite well to this new dynamic. Interestingly, Vettel's kids seem to be quite fond of having him home. They've expressed that they don't want him to race again, a sentiment he finds heartwarming. "My children told me I'm not allowed to race anymore," he explained, "because they like it so much that I am there." That's of course wonderful, hearing something like that. Vettel's touching insights reflect not just his priorities in life, but also highlight the impact family can have on career choices. While his racing days might be behind him, he still leaves a legacy in motorsport, inspiring many as he embraces this new chapter, filled with family moments and meaningful work off the track. As we look to the future, it's clear that Vettel's journey will continue to intertwine with the world of Formula One, but in new and impactful ways. Max Verstappen has been dominating the Formula One scene since he joined Red Bull in mid-2016, securing 4 Drivers' Championship titles along the way. But even this racing titan has faced challenges, particularly during the last season. Off-track issues strained his relationship with team boss Christian Horner, prompting Verstappen's father, Jos, to call for Horner's job. Despite these tensions and the internal struggles with the development of the RB20 car, Verstappen showcased his resilience by pushing through to clinch yet another title. Rival teams, taking advantage of this turbulence, have suggested lucrative offers to Verstappen, with Mercedes and Aston Martin reportedly showing keen interest. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff has expressed admiration for Verstappen, but the Dutch driver has remained steadfast in his commitment to Red Bull. As the season progressed, initial speculation around his departure began to wane after Verstappen reiterated his loyalty to the team. Fast forward to this season, and Red Bull has found itself in a challenging position, having won just 1 out of the first 5 races. The performance of the new RB21 car is promising, but it faces tough competition from McLaren and other teams. Nevertheless, Verstappen's relentless drive and adaptability have helped him stay competitive, only trailing the championship leader by a mere 12 points. Amid ongoing rumors during the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix weekend, reports emerged suggesting that Lawrence Stroll's Aston Martin team approached Verstappen with an astonishing $300 million offer, allegedly supported by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. Yet, Verstappen has downplayed these speculations. He insists that his focus remains firmly on racing, dismissing the chatter around him. In a recent episode of the F1 Nation podcast, broadcaster Tom Clarkson commented on Verstappen's likely future with Red Bull, noting that while the noise around his potential contract performance clauses continues, it's crucial to remember the secretive nature of Formula One contracts. As Clarkson pointed out, the end of July typically serves as a pivotal moment for contract renewals across the grid. He believes that if Verstappen secures another world title or finishes in the top 3 this season, he will undoubtedly be driving for Red Bull next year. More than just a driver, Clarkson characterized Verstappen as someone who doesn't simply walk away from a challenge. His determination to push the limits is what sets him apart in the competitive world of F1. Finally, addressing these rumors, Christian Horner reassured fans after the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, stating that while there's been significant speculation, the real focus remains on the team. According to him, Max is working very hard with the team, emphasizing their collective mission to succeed together, both in victory and defeat. As the racing season unfolds, all eyes remain on Verstappen, not only for his driving prowess, but also for how he navigates the noise surrounding his future in Formula One. Max Verstappen's commitment to Red Bull remains unshaken, despite recent speculations about his future. This was echoed by former F1 driver Jolyon Palmer, who remarked on Verstappen's relentless drive to win. He pointed out that even with an impressive record of victories, Verstappen's hunger for success knows no bounds. Palmer believes that if Red Bull falters in the upcoming races, especially after the key Barcelona event, Verstappen might reconsider his position. Should the team struggle to provide a competitive car, he might look for other options. After all, his ambition is solely to win, not just to compete. Sky F1 presenter Natalie Pinkham shares this sentiment, noting Verstappen's newfound enjoyment in the role of the underdog. She highlights how he has consistently delivered exceptional performances, often against the odds, which brings a thrilling dimension to the championship. The narrative around Verstappen is not just about his talent, but also about the mindset he brings to the track. As racing unfolds, it will be interesting to see if Red Bull can maintain their pace in the development race, ensuring they continue to provide the winning machine Verstappen demands. In conclusion, the pressure is on Red Bull to deliver for a driver who is as relentless in his quest for glory as he is talented behind the wheel. Fans can expect an exhilarating season as they follow Verstappen's journey and his battle for a championship that reflects his uncompromising spirit. Stay tuned to witness this thrilling saga unfold.